330 versus 325 BMW E46. It is drift day. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have Andy's E46 330 versus my brand new E46 325 I'm trying out today. So we got a 325 E46 drift car, 330 E46 drift car. Quick rundown of each car before we go out. Stock 325 motor, nothing really done to it. Has an angle kit, welded diff, a dumb little hydro that kind of doesn't work, a nice steering wheel, bucket seat, and Andy's stock looking E46. Does not have angle, it has a welded diff, hydro, BCs. That's about it. So his does not have angle. That's kind of what's depicting ours. And he's a reinforced subframe. So I don't have a great hydro, but we're gonna give her a shot today. We're gonna do a little comparison. We're out at a small little go-kart track, so I don't think the power difference will be that much. I think my 325 makes 184 and Andy's 330 makes around 220, 224 or so. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, first lap out, new E46, 325er. Not fun. So, initial impressions after 4 or 5 laps. 325, it had some pretty dead tires on her, so we already blew off a set, or at least the other side de-lammed. It's a lot slower than the 330, I'm not gonna lie, especially off the launch. But it's a small track, so I think once I throw some freshies on there, she'll have a little more speed to her. Yeah, so that's officially gone. Throw in the zip tie, fresh set of tires. We'll be back out. Make them last, buddy. Tire life is key. Something we're doing between runs is we're pulling off the side of the track and actually spraying down our tires. We keep little spray bottles in the cars, that way we can get the tires to last a little bit longer, because if the tires get really hot and they start de-lamming, meaning they just like start falling apart like this, and you lose all that tread, so that's what you don't want. So we're spraying them off between 2 to 3 laps, help them last a little bit longer, and that way we can maximize our tires. Because it kind of sucks. You do like 4 or 5 laps back to back, like a hot lap, and then your tire just falls apart. And then you have to come in and change them, and you lose some laps from those tires. But good thing, We got plenty more to go. So now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna switch. So I'm gonna be taking over Andy's 330. He's gonna be driving the 325. We're gonna kind of see how they feel, and at the end of the day, we'll come to a conclusion. But overall, the car's doing good, still holding up. He's got a 265 on, and totally dead, and a he mixed matched them up accidentally. And then I got a 205. But just as of right now, what we can tell, the differential ratio, the diff ratio, he has a 346. This thing is what was like a 310?
315.
315?
Yeah.
So it's not as short
a lot of difference
as his car, and it makes a world of a difference. So we're gonna go out, switch, give it a shot. All right, guys, end of the day, we had a little bit of a mishap. The GoPros ended up dying. We were drifting out here for about 7 or 8 hours. So long story short, we were running the entry, we were scooting far back. Track owner came out, flagged Andy down, he was leading. There was 4 people on track. We all know each other. Anyways, he shouldn't have stopped us.
It's so stupid because this track is like really small. It's almost like a private track, and they were letting us go and go and go and go, and then randomly they say stop, 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 and then this happens.
Yeah, it's pretty much a hot lap setup, and this is the damage. So I was following, Andy was leading. We were running up leads, we're pretty close. Andy slows down really quickly because the track owner was screaming at him. And then I'm up on him and hit him. So this is my damage. It's stupid. I'm actually really pissed. It's not bad. Cracked the bash bar, headlights broken, fender's broken. Suspension likely has something pushed back. I don't know what that is at the time. Andy's car isn't too bad. Andy always comes out really unscathed. Scuffed his bumper a bit, so I mainly just hit his bumper and then gave him a little gash here in that trim piece, which we can reach in there and pop out. So overall, really successful day. What in the world? Burned through a lot of tires, guys. We were just hot lapping, cranking as much as we possibly could, which that's what I wanted to do. 325, 330. Here's what we figured out. Final consensus, 330 versus 325. This is what we found out today for a drift car setup. The track we ran was really small. However, the 330 came out on top of such a superior drift car. But here's the catch. The 330 was set up a little bit better with BC racing coilovers and the 346 shorter ratio diff. And essentially what that gives you is a better power band. You can notice on my helmet cam if I was actually bogging the car a lot. I'm flat to the floor. However, the car just does not want to break the tires loose because of the gearing. It's too long. It doesn't have that much power to overcome traction or grip. The question is, if I threw a 346 diff in that car, the 325, would it actually be somewhat comparable to the 330? I don't know, because I was running a 205 tire with like 40 psi, 45, 50 psi, and then on the 325, and then Andy on his 330 was running like a 265 scrub. It was scrubbed at like 30 or 40. The diff is a huge game changer. So that is kind of the question that will remain. Is it the diff? Is it the car? The horsepower difference? I don't know. If you're just starting out drifting, I would say the 325 is a great platform. E46s are great drift cars. I really loved how it drove. It wasn't the best setup, but it was a really great starter drift car or just seat time car. If you can get your hands on a 330, do it, 100%. If you can afford the little extra premium, which is not that much, and like 3 liter, go for it. I have a little spoiler, I actually bought another 330. It is identical to Andy's. It is the same make, model, year, color, trim, everything. I found one that is identical, so we're gonna have twin drift cars like we did in the past with our white E36s. I'm super pumped on that. That way we can come out here and just turn some laps and we'll have the same car, so that way we get some great tandems in. Because the key to good tandems is having the same car as your buddy or your friend or your tandem partner that day. That's what makes good tandems. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you like 325, 330, 328? A lot of good E46s, a lot of good Beamers. Like always, good, cheap fun that is more reliable than people think. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys next time.
That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never